Hi, I'm Mr. Burke, and welcome to my construction technology class. Today I want to show you how to construct this top that's going to go on your base. It's made up of 4 pieces that are mitered. We've got 2 long pieces here, we've got 2 short pieces there, and we're going to cut miters on these at the miter saws. We're going to cut the short pieces at the green Makita miter saw. We're going to cut the long pieces at the red Milwaukee miter saw. And so I'm going to set this first one aside, and then we're going to make sure that I put the edge fully up against the fence, make sure that I get the end all the way up inside that stop block. Remember that here you have a trigger, and we're just going to pull down, holding the board still, let the head of the machine, let the blade stop all the way before I pick the head of the machine back up. And you can see I'm having a little bit of difficulty there because that scrap just wants to get stuck. So we'll pull that scrap out. Now we want to make sure that edge, same edge, stays against the fence the whole time. So we're going to flip it like that, end for end. Make sure that you don't flip it the wrong direction. Keep that edge tight against the fence. Make sure it goes all the way against that stop block, and we'll make the second cut. All the rest of the cuts are going to be exactly the same as this. Notice me again having trouble with that scrap getting caught. That scrap is just going to want to get caught. There's not a good way around that. So we'll get that third one cut here. Again, let the machine stop while you have the head held down. Get that scrap out of there, flip along end for end so that that edge stays along the fence. The point stays out toward me. Make sure you get it all the way up in next to the stop block good, because that'll get you the length that you need. Now that I have these 2 cut, we're going to move to the green miter saw to do the other 2, but I'm going to set these over here first so that they're in the right spot for me to get ready to glue up here in just a little bit, so that you can also see my dry fit. Now we'll work on these other 2 pieces. Set one aside, push it all the way up to the stop block. Now here you have the switch that has the safety on there. You have to depress the safety with a thumb and then pull the trigger with a finger. But here it's complicated because I've got that clamp there, and you've got to clear that clamp with your hand. Make sure that the teeth on the blade are not touching the wood before you start the machine. You're going to hold the head of the machine down while the blade coasts to a stop. Again, you're going to have a little bit of difficulty with that scrap wanting to get stuck. Just pull it out, put it aside. Make sure that when we flip the correct direction, end for end, so that the same edge stays along the fence. Make sure it's tight on the fence, that you're not pulling away on one end or the other, so that you get an appropriate cut. Last board now. Again, that scrap is just going to want to get caught. You're just going to have to deal with that. There's not a good way around it. Make sure you go all the way to the stop block. Watch so that you clear that clamp. Make sure the teeth are not digging into the wood, and then you can start it. Hold the head down while the blade coasts. And then one last time, just let me make sure I tell you, don't flip it like that. Don't do it like that. Make sure that you flip it end for end with that same edge staying against the fence. Just like that. That's perfect. We'll make our last cut, and then we'll go dry fit. Make sure that you please don't leave your scraps on the machine. Make sure that your scraps go to the trash can. We'll take these pieces over here and dry fit them. Make sure that we dry fit because if something doesn't fit, now is the time to address it and make sure that it does fit. And that looks like it goes together just the way that it's supposed to. We can even put a square on it to make sure that the pieces are square, and that looks pretty good. So that's how you cut your miters, and thank you for watching.